Hello, and welcome to Not Your Grandma's Attic, the podcast where we discuss antique or bizarre media that we have. Why are you laughing? You can't laugh when I'm saying
I
it, or I'm
wasn't
gonna laugh.
laughing. You
You
laughed.
said, no, no. I was sitting here and you went, "Ah," like you were about to start laughing. Okay, we've been
I
recording for a
was.
minute. Then what were you doing, Caleb? You were making sounds. Okay, okay, okay. Start over. Hello, and welcome to Not Your Grandma's Attic, the podcast where we discuss antique or bizarre media that we have unearthed. I'm your co host, Kat,
And I'm your co host, Caleb.
and today we will be discussing. Oh, I fucked that up.
Yeah, what will
God
we be
damn it.
discussing?
I
Discussing.
forgot.
Wow.
Shit.
It's your
Okay.
turn today. You will be showing
I
me
know.
something.
Well, okay, the problem is the lack of monitor space, so I'm going between like four different things and I'm struggling.
You got this. I believe in you.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me try this again. We're gonna put Audacity there, put Chrome here. It's fine. I'll be able to just cut out the whole beginning part.
No, don't. Leave it in. We're good.
Leave this whole last 2 minutes that we've been
Yes,
talking. Okay.
leave it in, please. Leave it
Leave it
in.
in.
I think it'll be good. Just leave it.
Okay, okay, okay. Hello and welcome to Not Your Grandma's Attic, the podcast where we discuss antique or bizarre media that we have unearthed. I'm your co-host Kat,
And I'm your co host, Caleb.
and today we will be discussing dating for under $1, 301 ideas. Um,
Wow.
which is my new favorite book, by the way. I think I said that to you earlier this a couple weeks ago, but it really is so bizarre. um, so a little bit of background. This was published in 1995, and I was thinking like, so that's 25 years. Like that's got to be like $5, right? Like
Yeah.
that was my that was, I was like, that's gonna be like a $5 worth like of inflation, but it's not. It's only like 68 cents different. So $1.95 is $1.68 today. Because I was trying to give some of these dates like a break. I was like, oh, this is like doing a date for under $5, but no, they're still ridiculous.
uh,
And I'm gonna be real, most of these can't be done for that amount of money. So what would be your ideal chill date? Like let's set a bar
Wait.
here.
You said for under $5? Because that immediately rules out Little Caesars Pizza, which is a bummer. But
See,
I
because like
guess you've
that's what
got
I was
Taco Bell.
thinking. Like my
So,
my like one of my favorite dates or like friend hangout times is like let's get a pizza and watch a movie. But you can't do that for
hmm
under $1 unless you have a lot
Oh,
of
it's
people.
under $1. You can get a taco from Taco Bell, the 99-cent taco, and then watch a movie on. Well, I guess if you're you'll have to pirate a movie because any other means you'll have to spend more money. So
This
that
is
sounds
true.
pretty good to me. A 99-cent taco and a pirated movie.
I feel like I would need more tacos than that, but yeah, no, that's pretty decent. Um, so I'm going to present these. They kind of fall into like five categories, and then I'm
hmm
also going to do just my favorites because there are some that are just completely ridiculous. But so see date categories. We have doing or learning mundane tasks and chores, usually for your parents or for random people in the community. Field day activities, which I didn't include a whole lot of these, but almost all of the group dates are just like running around and playing capture the flag and fun things like that. Great. Making your date friends or other people hate you, preparing for marriage, and cereal. There are a ton of these
okay,
that just involve cereal.
okay. Wait. Why was making them hate you one of them? That's not a
One,
date.
no, these are these are the categories I assigned. I should have been more
Oh,
clear.
oh,
When
okay.
reading
I
through these,
understand now. I was like, holy shit. I was like, you can make your date hate you for free. And I was like,
no,
well,
that would be a
that's.
different book. No, these are when I was going through, these were the main categories that I noticed.
Okay.
A
Okay.
big one of them is making your date friends or just random people hate you because of the actions you're partaking in.
Okay. Okay. Although making people hate you is free, so that is also an idea.
All right, so we're gonna start with a really good one. These are all in alphabetical order, so we're gonna start with a good A one.
Okay.
And the title of this is aerobics.
Oh.
And tell me what you think aerobics entails.
So when I think aerobics, I'm not a very active person, but I think of like, tightrope walking, uh, balance
Okay, not quite
beam.
that much fun. Yeah, no, this one's just called aerobics, and I'll read this to you. Nothing strengthens a romance like being in perfect step with each other throughout an entire aerobic workout video. It does mark a significant achievement in your relationship, however, when you can sweat or glisten if you're a lady. Take your pulse and flex your muscles in front of your date. Check out an exercise video from the library or borrow one from a friend. Dress in aerobic gear and work out together. Doesn't that just sound like the perfect date?
Men cannot glisten, is what I gather
Men
from that.
men are not allowed to glisten.
And
They're
women cannot
banned.
sweat.
No, never done it. I wish women couldn't sweat. That would be amazing. Okay, so here's one. This
You
one's
just
called Kissing, huh?
no, never mind.
Oh, so this one's called Kissing Buffalo. So, there's no good way to guess what this is, so I'll just read it to you. But feel like kissing a hairy bovine? If you've answered yes, you need to go to a zoo because this activity isn't exactly what it appears to be. This was pre-furry, so this is okay to say.
Pre-furry.
This was pre-furry. This is 95. Kissing buffalo is a flirtatious activity involving a large group of people. It's set up, divide everyone into two groups, one on each end of a large grassy area. These groups are buffalo herds. Select a boy and girl from the groups to stand in between the two herds of buffalo. These two are wolves. To play, the wolves yell buffalo. At this cue, the two herds stampede towards each other and the awaiting wolves with the goal of safely reaching the opposite side. In the midst of the stampede, the wolves attempt to catch an opposite sex buffalo by kissing him or her on the cheek. When the stampede is over, all the kissed buffalo magically turn into wolves. Play continues until no buffalo are left. After the last buffalo is kissed, play again, of course.
Okay. First question, how would you convince a group of people to do this? Unless you are the only situation I could think of to where this would be applicable would be a swingers party, where everyone would be down with doing that. But other than that, I cannot think of a single situation where people would be okay with that. Also, when you first started talking about this and you said kissing a buffalo, I thought that it was going to be a metaphor for oral sex, but I was
No!
incorrect.
These are very PG, and it's obviously like intended to be for like teenagers. But in a lot of
uh,
these, they talk about driving somewhere, so I'm assuming it's for like older teenagers. So I'm trying to think of like a group of 17-year-olds and like when I was 17 calling up my friends and being like, "Hey bro, bring your
older
girl."
older
Bring
teenagers famous for not having sex, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There are several in here. There are a lot. Some of these are, like I said, one of the my categories is preparing for marriage. So some of these do prepare
Ah,
you for marriage.
gotcha.
So let's see here. Yeah, that's a really good. That's one that I didn't even know if I wanted to include because I've kind of become desensitized to how like bizarre these are, and I was
No,
like, I don't know, is that weird enough?
that one was pretty good. I like that one.
Oh, okay, then it's only gonna get better. Okay. This is another very bizarre one. This one's called Rainbow War. What do you think that could entail?
Gay?
No, this is 95. They didn't have gays back then.
It's true. It's
They
true.
hadn't
It
been
wasn't invent
invented yet.
hasn't wasn't invented yet.
The libs ain't invented them yet. Let's see. Okay, so for this group date, have each person wear an old shirt that can get stained. Bring a squirt
Uh-oh.
bottle and meet at a designated open field. Divide everyone into two teams. Put water mixed with red food coloring in one team's bottle and water mixed with blue in the others. Set boundaries on the field and have a rainbow war by hunting members of the other team down and squirting them on their old shirts with your color, thus eliminating them. The team with a player wearing the last unmarked shirt wins. Trade colors and play again. I like how you can only play this game two times. It's it's also not very rainbow. One team will look like they have murdered someone, which is pretty great.
So again, how is this a date? This just
Yeah,
sounds
I know.
okay. So when
So
I
this
was a
is this is from the group date section. There are
oh,
multiple sections. I
so
should have said that.
you're a bunch of people all on a group, all on a date together.
And it has to be enough that you can like there's two enough people for teams.
Cause like when I was a kid, my dad had this book called Games, like that's what it was called, and it was literally
Hmm.
just a book of games that you could play with other people, and that's what this sounds like to me right now. It's just a book of games that you can play with other people. Not very datey.
Yeah, we've
Maybe
mostly
maybe
done
you
group
should just
dates
use
so
the book of
far.
games to date.
Maybe so.
Okay.
That's well, I'll find a single date then. Let's see here. So here's one. This one's called Table Sunday. Oh wait, this is a group
Ooh.
date too. Oh well.
These all sound like
It could
sex
be a single
positions
date
as
if you
well.
wanted it to be. For this group date, combine each couple's dollar and purchase a half gallon of ice cream and a can of whipped cream. Additional toppings may be purchased according to the number of couples contributing dollars. Cut the box away from the ice cream. Place the ice cream in the middle of a table. Add the toppings to it, making a huge sundae. After blindfolding everyone, give each person a spoon and feed the huge table sundae to your date. You'll probably want to wear towels as bibs.
Towels as bibs.
Another great one to go along with this, it kind of matches the theme of that one. This one's called Pig Dinner. Make your favorite messy pasta. Invite a few brave couples over for dinner. Have a pig dinner together where no one gets to use either their hands or their silverware to eat dinner.
Okay, that assumes that you can make a pasta dinner for less than $1, though, which is a big
Yeah, for
assumption.
real. Yeah, this one fell into my categories of making your date or friends hate you. Because there's no way you're going to be like, hey, bring your girlfriend over and we're going to eat pasta without our hands.
Or with our
So
hands, without
you can't
silverware.
without oh no, without your hands or silverware, it says at the
See,
end.
what I had envisioned was like, you're talking to this girl on Tinder, things are going well, you invite her over to your house for a spaghetti dinner, and you sit down to eat, and she goes, wait, where's the silverware? And you just grin and then lean over and just start eating with your face. Um,
What
and
silverware?
and like all the cabinets are locked, so she can't get her own silverware, and so she's trapped in there with you.
And also the door is locked.
And she has to finish eating her spaghetti plate to leave.
But no, isn't that like the most romantic first date to take someone on? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. What's another good one? Here's a good chores one. Bottling fruit. Previous to this date, suggest to your parents that if they contribute the necessary materials and teach you how to bottle fruit, you and
Oh
your
man.
date will contribute the labor. So this is already starting out with this does not cost under $1. This is costing more than $1. You're just getting your parents to fund it.
And not only that, it requires preparation beforehand because you have to talk to your parents. You have to be
Yeah, so
like,
you're doing this chore for your parents. Let's see. You might bottle peaches, pears, apricots, pickles, or whatever is in season. Note: pears can often be obtained from orchards for free. When green and hard, many of them are knocked off the trees. Ask the owner of the orchard if you can collect the fallen pears. These pears will ripen within a few days. Hey, sir, I have a date scheduled for Thursday night and I have nothing planned. Can I please have your fallen pears? My
just
family has no food.
just steal them. That makes it less than $1.
No, you can't steal. That would be wrong and unchristian to do that.
Oh, is this a Christian book?
Every once in a okay, so it's not overtly Christian, but every once in a while it will mention like there's one that I don't think I included in here, but it was like find clues within the Bible, like a scavenger hunt, and hide things around town for your date. And I was like, what? It didn't make the cut for this though.
I want to
Okay.
do a Bible scavenger hunt for my date.
Yeah, no, it'd probably prepare you for marriage too. So this is a good one to make your date hate you. This is called "This Is Your
Honestly.
Life." So, invite your date over for an evening with the family. What your date won't know, however, is that you invited his family over as well. Previous to the date, ask your date's family to put together a lengthy presentation all about him. Have them include stories of his most embarrassing moments, his accomplishments, some rewards he has received, and pictures of him. For the date, turn the time over to his family and let them share the presentation of your date's life story.
S- I feel like this is based off the premonition that, you like your family and then and that your date likes their family.
It does. But just imagine, like, you're going over to your girlfriend's place. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. We're gonna watch a movie in the basement or whatever. And like, you show up and your parents are there,
Dude,
and you're like, what the fuck is
if
going
I
on?
if I showed up to my, you know, girlfriend's house and dad was there, I don't know what I would
Where
do. I
did
would
you
be
go?
very upset.
Oh my gosh. I would lose my mind. Well, both of us are coming from it that we don't like our parents, but I would still be, I imagine, very spooked if like I would still be extremely spooked if I liked them and it was like, oh, no.
Also, we've definitely now made it to where I can never show my parents this podcast, so that's cool.
Oh no. Oh no. We can cut that out. It's okay.
No, it's fine. No, leave it, leave it, leave it. I didn't plan on showing it to them anyway, but
Caleb,
that was a joke.
we found out just so and so told us about this little podcast you have. Um and in it you said you hate Christianity, the Bible, us.
Oh
I don't know,
man.
Ronald Reagan. Your dad
Yeah.
probably likes Ronald Reagan, right?
I don't know his opinion about Ronald Reagan, but it's probably safe to assume he thinks he's pretty cool.
Stay tuned for episode 2 where we reveal Caleb's dad likes Ronald Reagan.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Oh man. Considering that intro we just had of 2 or 3 minutes trying to say the intro, I don't know if we're gonna be opening a Patreon anytime soon.
Hey man.
Alright, so here we go. Here's a good one. Who done it? Prior to this date, contact the federal court building in your area to find out when public trials are being held. Which is also amazing. Like, imagine we're gonna call up the courthouse. Hey, so what trials are happening today? I guess you can do that in the age of the internet. I just don't understand, maybe. But anyway, you take your date to a live trial that looks interesting to
So
watch. Watch the trial, weighing the evidence and arguments of both sides. Try to guess which way the jury or judge will decide.
I'm s- that sounds like a terrible date. Like
Yeah, no,
imagine
it'll be great,
like
Caleb.
a like a someone talking to their friend after a date was like, "Oh my God, he took me to the courthouse and we watched a murder case." And he was like, "Isn't it so interesting?"
But have you ever been to like court before for anything?
No, I got called in for jury duty one time, but I managed to get out of it.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I always wanted to get called in for jury duty.
Yeah, I would have done it, but it was also finals week, so
Oh yeah, no, that's garbage. That's hot garbage. Yeah, no, like being in court is like it's worse than being at the DMV because like at any point at the DMV you can leave and like it's okay. Like you've given up, like you've lost all the time you've been waiting, but it's like I you can still go home and leave. You can if you're like in court for something and like it's basically like being in church. Like they have these uncomfortable like pews that you sit on, and I just remember one time that we were had to be in court for something for my parents, and I got stuck there as a kid, and we weren't allowed to have any electronics. We just had to sit there and not make any noise. That's what I think of every time. Like it's terrible being in courtrooms, especially if you don't have to be there. Imagine you've like met this guy and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you on a date, and you just end up at the fucking courthouse. Like, I'd be
oh
pissed.
no. There is definitely a kind of person who would do this though, and I'm just imagining the dude who's like, takes all of his Tinder dates to the courthouse.
I'm an intellectual. Would you like to debate this case with me? Would you
And
like
then
to
he like
fight?
when like after the court case they're like going over it over dinner and he's got like all the notes written out and he's like, "No, what did you think of this part where he said that he didn't do it?"
Oh, well, I have the perfect dinner that you can have after this. It's
Oh.
called the liquid only date. The object of this date is to do as many things using liquids as possible. For a meal, make sure you eat liquids such as soup or cold cereal, or if you're brave, throw some food into the blender and liquefy it. This is also
Uh,
a cereal one.
okay, but cold cereal is not a liquid. Cheerios are not a liquid. I st-
Neither is it like soup isn't liquid either. Like it's soup. I mean, it has liquid in it.
I was thinking he was gonna say smoothies
Also, for
or
an
something.
activity, play liquid games, including swimming or have a water balloon toss, or fill a baby bottle with water and race to see who can suck it dry the fastest.
I feel like that's ridiculous.
Oh, I feel like it is, but they didn't know. Oh no.
Imagine your date hands you a baby bottle, and he also has a baby bottle, and he says, "Hey, let's drain this. Let's see who can drain this faster."
Set a timer, quick! I'm gonna beat you.
He has an hourglass that he has set up to time it,
Oh god. Oh
and the
man.
hourglass is liquid.
All right, so here's a marriage preparation date. Invite your date. It's literally called marriage preparation date, by the way.
Hmm.
So, invite your date to dinner, but first take her to a supermarket and decide on ingredients which cost no more than $1, with which you will make the most delicious dinner possible. If you are with a group, have each couple purchase $1 worth of food for a different part of the meal. Then go back to your house, prepare the meal together, and enjoy. I don't think that that's called a marriage preparation date. I think that's just called making food with your date.
For less than $1. And honestly, at that point, it's just like, here's some ramen and ramen and ramen and ramen. And maybe, like, I don't know, man. There's not a lot of ingredients that cost less than $1. Does it want the sum total of all the ingredients to be less than $1? Because
Yes.
that is
Now it's per person, I think. I think that's the idea
okay.
because it does say if you're in a group, have each couple purchase $1 worth of food. So for
Okay.
each couple gets $1, I believe, in
Okay.
this scenario. But if
So
it's just you and one person, then you're working with under $1. And I really can't think of anything that you can cook for under $1 that's not like
ramen.
a bag of instant mashed potatoes, yeah, or ramen
You
with
could
like
get
one
some
egg in it.
Kraft mac and cheese,
That's true.
um, pasta, but without sauce.
Just plain pasta, not even cooked, just out of the box.
And that's all I can think of.
Oh, well, instead of eating with your date, have you considered doing a mechanic night? So this is a good mundane chores to do with your date. This date is not only educational, but can be money saving as well. The purpose of the date is to learn about cars together or to share your mechanical knowledge with your date. If you are beginners, you could learn how to change a tire, check the oil, or fill the windshield wiper fluid container. Hey baby, you want to come over and help me fill my windshield wiper fluid container?
You want to
Oh
come
man,
over and help my dad build his Jeep?
if you are more advanced in the field of auto maintenance, learn how to change the oil or replace a belt. Be sure your date
Wait,
knows the nature of this activity beforehand so he or she can dress appropriately.
wait. I'm pretty sure changing the oil is easier than changing the tire. Like,
No, you have to have like Like all the stuff you need to
I
change a tire is
okay,
already in your car
that's
though.
true. You need
And you
like the
don't have to
ramps
get
and
under the
stuff.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not that hard to change the oil either.
Okay, well, do you change your oil, Caleb?
No, because I'm lazy.
Okay. Oh my God. Thank you, Google. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, well, apparently Google thought I said change your oil, and so it looked up steps on how to change your oil. Thank you,
Ah,
Google. Oh, that's a good one. Really love learning how to change a tire. Okay, so here we go. Here's another doing mundane tasks with your date. Okay, this one's called Munchy Lunchy. Okay, so here there's really no such thing as a free lunch. However, this date is about as close as you can get to one. Under the guise of shopping, become professional taste testers. Wander from aisle to aisle in the grocery store, sampling the various foods offered. Comment on flavor, richness, texture, and ingredients. You will be munchy connoisseurs before you know it. I actually got this confused. There's another one in here where you take your parents' money and you go grocery shopping for your parents, and I thought that's what this one was. But no, this was a different grocery shopping one. This is one that makes people hate you because you're
yeah.
walking. I don't know if
I
they
only
mean
hate
like
it
you are
because of the name,
taking free
honestly.
samples from the grocery store or if you're just stealing food. I like to imagine you're just stealing food and eating it and reviewing it like they're in the aisle. Like, wow, this raw pasta is not good at all. It's not cooked.
I like to think that's what happened. Okay, there's a little bit of a story here. One time my dad bought a jar of peanut butter and it had a finger swipe in it, but when somebody just, took their fingers through the top of the peanut butter and ate it. I like to think that's what happened. They like opened the jar with their date and they taste tested the peanut butter and they were like, that's pretty good, you know?
Yeah, I don't really like Jiffy peanut butter. I think we're gonna get the like what's the Peter Pan one?
Yeah, the
Like
Peter Pan. It's called Peter
is
Pan.
it just called Peter Pan?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I just knew I had a picture of him on it. I'm gonna get this brand of crunchy peanut butter instead because it tastes different, even though.
I like being like so curious about peanut butter. Maybe he just really wanted peanut butter and just took some off the top. I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
someone was just hungry, man. They just wanted some peanut butter. I had a friend that worked at Walmart, and he told me people would come in and steal chicken wings like all the time, like the ones that they make fresh at Walmart. They would just steal them and walk around Walmart eating them.
Do you remember Cam at Papa John's? We're gonna start talking about Papa John's now, but that's okay.
Oh no.
Do you remember Cam though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, one like on his last couple days, I remember him just walking out of Papa John's with an entire box of wings. He just like took it out of the freezer and just walked out and took it home.
Why not though? People have literally just people have literally just stolen money out of the cash register and they like it took how long for them to get fired, so he's gonna care about a box of wings.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right, so here's another good cereal one. Cheerios at sunrise. Pick up your date before sunrise and drive him or her to the top of a mountain to watch a sunrise. While you are there, eat a simple breakfast such as Cheerios. Here's a variation. Ride bicycles early in the morning to a scenic area like the edge of a lake, stream, or park, and then eat breakfast. I guess that's if you
I'm
don't have a mountain.
I'm okay. I'm very very down for this. The only problem, I would absolutely be down for eating Cheerios at sunset or sunrise with someone. The only problem is um, getting all the things to eat Cheerios with over there. Like you would have to
Yeah,
carry
that's
your
what I'm
milk.
saying.
You would have to carry the milk, the boxes, the bowls, the spoons, and then carry it all
See,
back right after
what
that.
I what I was imagining, because on the surface, this is like, oh, this is just like a nice date, like sunrise date. But like what I'm imagining is you wake your your date up like really early in the morning, like okay, it's time to fucking get up, like you're at their window, like come in, because you're not doing that premarital sex. It's disgusting. You're waking them up, and so you get in the car and you're just like, oh my god, okay, what's going on? Drives you up to the top of a mountain, reaches behind you, pulls out a warm jug of milk. Like
and a box of Cheerios, and he says,
the
"You ready
worst
for this?"
cereal, in my opinion. I would
Cheer-
argue.
I would argue against that. Cheerios are not bad.
I did know this about you, but however, you're wrong. Cheerios are terrible. They don't have any flavor.
Yeah, and that makes them not bad because they're so neutral. They have it's
There's-
better.
I like neutral things. I like things without taste.
Yeah, it can't be bad because it's not anything. Like it has to be something to be bad, you
Hey,
know?
hey, 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 cat. Eating Cheerios is like drinking water. It's like nothing. It's like breathing. It's
Yeah.
so neutral. It's like breathing. You know who thought that? Probably the Kellogg guy that invented what is it, like the wheat thin thing? Or he invented cereal
Cornflakes.
because he thought it cornflakes, yeah, because he thought it'd get boys to stop masturbating
Yeah,
because
because
they'd
they're
be so
so
fucking
boring.
bored.
But fuck.
Because that's always stopped people from masturbating.
I have a good
Boredom.
version of this date that would be actually fun and cool, where it's not even a date. You and your significant other just sit on a porch during sunrise or sunset and eat a bowl of cereal together.
See, now that's a good date right there.
See, that's like the exact same date, except you're not stupid and you don't drive somewhere with milk. And
Also, the thing is like, how much is milk like now? Right now, like 3.50 a gallon,
yeah,
and that's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Georgia. Like, it's
you
even
gotta.
more expensive up here.
You always wondered why gas stations sell milk. Well, now you know.
Yeah, so you're definitely not getting milk for under $1. Like,
You can
so
stop by
this
your
really.
your local Parkers and grab you a half gallon of milk for your cereal date.
Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to take my date on an under dollar date.
Oh, that's
Can I
true.
just have some of
Wait,
your milk? Yeah,
it's an
that's
under.
what threw me off. A box of cereal and a gallon of milk is gonna be like at least $6 or $7. Like cereal's expensive.
This book is bullshit.
Yeah, no, and there's no way you're telling me. That's why when I was first reading this, I was like, oh, well, like, that's like the equivalent of $5 today. Because, like, you could reasonably swing like a half gallon of milk and like a small box of Cheerios for $5. But no, it's like $1.68 according to the conversion calculator I found on Google. I clicked on the first one and that's what it told me, and I believed it. And I'm
Also,
not going back.
if you're driving to where you're going, that's gas as well, which is probably more than a
Yeah,
dollar.
a lot of these include gas. A lot of these, it's like gas is not factored in, which gas was really cheap back in the day. But unless you live at the base of the mountain and it costs more gas to go up a mountain than it does on like just flat highway speeds. Like, anyway, this is going on too long about this
Well,
cereal one, but that's
I'm
why
gonna
I'm telling you, this is why cereal is one of the categories.
I'm gonna go take a wild guess and assume that the people who wrote this book were not poor.
Also, a lot of this does it the I guess the idea is that you're getting this from your parents' house, which is why I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is intended for teenagers, but still, like, that still costs money, you know?
Also,
Like,
the assumption that you can just get stuff from your parents means that these people are not poor. You don't need to be
this is
going on
true.
less than a dollar dates.
This is true. This is true. There is like a long prologue and it's very boring and it's about a guy and he's like, I spent all this money on my
Wait,
date. And it's very male focused and sexist and I didn't want to
mm,
bring down the mood,
who
about
uh
how
who who wrote this book?
his name. Okay, so it is compiled by Blair Tolman, but it was
Mm,
created by a whole bunch of people um, together.
ah,
And there's a big list. I can read them all to you if you want.
no, that's fine. I don't.
You're good. You're good.
I'm good.
They're probably just a bunch of youth pastors. All right. So this one is definitely number one best way to get your date to hate you. And you'll see just shortly. This is called Visit to a Friendly Stranger's House. Yeah, so this date will test your acting ability and your date's social skills like no other. Before the date, select one of your friends with a beautiful home and arrange with them to help you to create the following scenario. After you pick up your date, drive towards the theater. Ask her on the way, however, if she would like to do something spontaneous instead. Tell her that nearby is a beautiful home of which you have always wanted to see the inside. Persuade your date to join you on your quest to see it. Park in front of the house and walk up to the doorway. Peer in the windows to see if anyone is home and see how your date reacts. Ring the doorbell. When the door opens, look at your date, urging her to explain why you are there. If she fumbles, explain that you have always wanted to see the inside of this very beautiful house. After being invited in by the friendly stranger, ask for a tour. The stranger happily consents and proceeds to give you a full blown tour of the home. They include details of its history, furniture, and decor. After the tour of the home and of the continued embarrassment of your date, ask for a tour of the yard or garden. Again, the friendly stranger grants your request. When the tour is completed, thank the stranger for their hospitality and head for the door. Just before leaving, however, ask for a drink of water. At this, the stranger invites you and your date into the kitchen for cookies and milk. Thank them again and mention you were planning to take your date to see a movie, but that you decided to visit their home instead. The stranger expresses his sympathy that you missed your movie and offers to let you watch a video in their home. During the movie, the host offers popcorn and drinks. Sometime during the evening, your date will figure out that this friendly stranger is not only a stranger to her, is only a stranger to her, and that you all set this up in advance. It should cause some laughs for days afterwards.
Oh, okay. So it was like your friend with the hookup. I was
Oh, okay, yeah.
the whole time I was thinking, what the fuck? Like this is like I was I
This is one
assumed
of the ones.
stranger was in quotes the whole time or something, where it was like, stranger. But
Yeah, so it's a stranger to her. So you get your friend that
yeah,
apparently just has a beautiful house to like
that's a big
um
assumption.
yeah, so you have to have a friend with a beautiful house that can like do this. But just I was reading this and this one is just like so much it's honestly pretty different from the other ones and how bizarre it is. But like imagine you're out with someone and I'm assuming like you haven't been on like a whole lot of dates with this person or you don't know them super well because you don't know like their friend yet. And like it's just like let's do something spontaneous and they throw you into the situation. I would lose my shit if I
That would be
found out. I would
terrible.
never talk to that person again. Maybe it's just because I have anxiety.
Also, the only person I know that I am friends with that has a house and lives here in Statesboro would be Nick. And I can't imagine driving a date to Nick's house and being like, wow, I've always wanted to see your house.
And Nick
Would you
would
mind
also just be
showing us
terrible.
around?
Nick would also just be terrible at this because like he would just be like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you around the house," and like wink. He also probably put on like an accent or something, or maybe like dress up in his what's it called? His uniform. He'd probably just do something really fucking weird. Anyway, so that's how you can just really get your date to hate you. If you really want your date to just hate your guts and never talk to you again, that's a really good way to do it. That's one of the ones that like made me decide to do this because I was like, that is the most fucking terrible idea ever.
If I was this date and I thought that this person was a stranger to both me and the person I'm on a date with, and they were like showing me their house, explaining to me all their furniture and their garden, and then let us watch a movie in their living room after we said that we missed our movie,
I'd be
I would think
terrified.
I'd be like, this person is trying to kill us.
We're going to die. We're going.
I would
Yeah, I
not
would
think,
lose my mind.
oh, I would not think, oh, this person knows my day. I would think this person wants to kill me and then eat my bones.
Boil my bones and make a broth. Oh my gosh. Man, it's getting hot in here. Let's see. I don't think I prepared enough of these. Wow, this is going faster than I thought it would. All right, so here's a good one. This is another supermarket related one. I should have made one of the categories as well because there's so many that involve going to grocery stores to do anything but buy things. But this one is called Supermarket Sweep. Since this date takes place at a supermarket, obtain prior permission from the supermarket manager, which is not going to happen. No one's going to agree to this. Also, it's easier to do this later at night when the market is less crowded. Each couple is a team and will need a shopping cart, a calculator, a pen, and a paper. No money will be spent. The object of this activity is for each team to put as many items as possible, totaling less than $10, into its shopping cart within a 30-minute time period. No two items can be alike. At the end of 30 minutes, all teams meet at the front of the store and count the items in their carts to determine the winning team. Then each couple switches carts with the other couple and races to see which couple can put all the items in the shopping cart back on the shelves in their proper places in the shortest amount of time. So, doesn't that sound like a great date?
Just just hang out at the checkout
Grocery
lane with the
store.
candy, and then run to the ramen. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. No, but they
Or
can't be alike. They have to be different things.
well, you can get different kinds of candy bars and different flavors of ramen.
That's true. There's a lot of ways to get around this. It's almost like it's really stupid.
I'm just gonna throw like a $10 box of something in there and be like, I lost. I'm sorry. Oh well.
Wow, I didn't really like this. Oh, this was stupid. Yeah, no, that one. Just
Also,
imagine just a bunch of kids running through your like, you're working at a grocery store and they're just running around with a shopping cart, like picking up random stuff, and then they meet at the front and then just go put it all back, and they're like running into people with their carts and stuff because they're stupid.
this kind of reminds me of one time I went to a birthday party and of actually being held by your past boss. Um,
Are we really? Do I need to bleep these names? Are you trying to dox?
no one's gonna care who that is. Um,
One
we're
day
not
we're
gonna.
gonna be famous, Caleb. It's
This
okay.
is
I'll
gonna
figure
be
out how
one
to
of our
bleep things.
that this is gonna be one of our lost episodes or something that people are gonna talk about and be like, oh, I wish I ever heard that episode. But we went to Walmart, and you know that TV show Impractical Jokers?
Mhm.
It was that where people were like talking like um was like talking to people
I just
over
lost
a
you.
microphone and telling them to go do crazy stuff to random people. And there was at one point I remember someone chased his daughter around with a banana because she was scared of bananas, which I don't know. But they were literally running around Walmart
What happened
screaming.
in that house with the banana? Oh
I
no.
don't I don't want to make guesses, but whatever. I don't want to think about what goes on in their house.
Yeah, me neither. It's pretty wild.
anyway, anyway, continue.
My brother's yelling and it's really hot in here. We'll turn up the air. No, I just turned off the AC because I'm trying to save money. We'll turn it back on, dumbass. Okay, okay, this is a side note. This isn't related at all. I was just yelling at my brother. But basically what I'm saying is so earlier today, my brother's girlfriend Brittany and I were sitting on the porch, just like minding our own business. We were looking at our plants, doing some gardening, and all of a sudden, Sean just runs out the back door and just yells like "bamboo, bamboo!" And he runs across the yard and just tries to pull one of our pieces of bamboo out of the ground. I'm like, Sean, get the fuck away from my bamboo. You're gonna kill my bamboo. He's like, I want it. I want the bamboo. And he's like trying to pull it out. I'm like, leave it alone. And then I'm like, well, there's one over there that already fell down. Go get that one. And he went and ran towards it, and there was a spider on it, and he ran away screaming.
You
And I'm
should
just like,
definitely leave all of this in, by the way.
I was so fucking mad. I'm like, you're gonna kill my fucking bamboo. And we only have like 8 pieces of bamboo out in the yard, and it's really weird and random. And I love it. I love our bamboo. We just moved in like what, like a week ago, and he's already trying to kill the bamboo for no reason either. He just ran out there. And then I was telling this story to Sam earlier today, and Sean immediately, I was upstairs in the living room, and Sean runs up the stairs, runs outside, and pretends to jump over the edge of the back porch, which is like a good, like, probably 8 feet in the air. Like, he's just gonna, like, yeet himself right over to go get that fucking bamboo again, because he's trying to get me. He's trying to play mind games with me. Anyway, this isn't related to to dates, but I just wanted to vent.
I appreciate the venting.
Anyway. I hate him. Okay, so back on. Get a roll of toilet paper and some pens and write stories, jokes, notes, and other messages on the toilet paper. Roll it back up and either send it to a long distance friend by mail or deliver it to someone in the hospital to cheer him or her up.
Can you? I'm just imagining being in the hospital, and then some random dude just fucking hands you a roll of toilet paper, and it's like, "Hey, man."
So here we go. So this one is a more intense. This is also this is preparing for marriage, but also I think a lot of people like to go around and drive around and like look at houses and pretend that, one day they'll have money and can afford to buy one.
As you do.
That's a fun game I like to play, but this is the more intense version of that. So, before you get married, it's fun to pretend that you're married and go house shopping together. Look through a newspaper to find open houses in your area. Decide which ones you want to attend and go house hunting. Have fun with it. Flush the toilets, test the faucets, talk interest rates. If it's a very expensive house, play the part by mentioning where you would park, which Mercedes, and where the maid's quarters would be, or ask how close the nearest yacht storage is. Which is pretty amazing if you're imagining like a teenager doing this and you're just like a poor real estate person, like just trying to do your fucking job.
And like some fucking dumbass teenager is like, yes, where will I park my yacht? And then I'm just laughing because I'm imagining you and Sam doing this because of the adventure you guys went on trying to find the house that you're in right now.
Oh god. Let me just say, I would never do this because house hunting in real life sucks enough, let alone pretending to do it. So here's one. Okay. Okay, so here's a oh, this is the one actually with the Bible in it. Okay, so couples contest. For this double date, you will need a friend or parent to help you set up by developing a scavenger hunt and hiding the clues. Each couple is a team and competes against the other couple in several events, as couples will drive different cars but never separate during the hunt. You will compete using a point system to determine the winning team. At the end of the scavenger hunt, the couple with the most points wins. Clue number one. The first clue sends you to a church meeting house where two Bibles are waiting for you, hidden beneath a tree. Inside the scriptures is an envelope which will gives you instructions to turn to 2 Corinthians 13:12. Whichever team finds and reads the scripture first receives 1 point. Also inside the envelope are two other is another envelope which contains clue number two, a paper, a pencil to keep track of the score, and $1 bill for each couple. And a $1 bill for each couple, which like you could just lie. You
Yeah.
could lie and say that you read 2 Corinthians 13:12. Although I don't know what 2 Corinthians 13:12 is, so I guess we could look that up.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay. While you look that up, I'll tell you clue number two. The second clue takes you to Taco Bell, where you are to ask for the order which was previously placed in your name. After paying for the order with your dollar bills, you are each given a bean burrito, a blindfold, and another envelope. Imagine being the fucking Taco Bell employee that has to put up with that
So,
shit.
2 Corinthians 13:12 is greet one another with a holy kiss.
Holy kiss. Uh, the holy kiss is not. Our holy kiss is. Holy kiss. Okay, that's not PG. This podcast is PG 13.
Is it?
Yeah, you can tell by all the F bombs I've dropped. Okay. Anyway, inside the envelope are instructions to blindfold your date and feed each other your bean burritos, as well as another envelope for clue number three. The team that successfully eats their burritos first scores 1 point. Then open the envelope for clue number three. The third clue sends you to a tennis court where you find a tennis ball and instructions to play double tennis without rackets. That sounds painful. You also find
Slapping
another
the ball
envelope.
at each other.
I fucking hate you. You're
Just
also covered in bean burrito at this point because you fed it to each other blindfolded. God, maybe I'll get some Taco Bell after this though, TBH. Okay, let's see here. Where was I at? We're at clue number three.
that was like the
Um,
second date that Taco Bell was mentioned in, right? Or did we bring Taco Bell into it at some point? I don't remember.
There probably was another Taco Bell mention, but Taco Bell is known as like the best place to get cheap food, and it's also my favorite restaurant. So,
I just think that this whole book was sponsored by Taco Bell.
TBH, yeah, it's the only name brand thing. Oh no, we had Cheerios too.
Uh,
So, let's see here. So, you're playing double tennis without rackets. You also find another envelope containing clue number 4. The team that wins 2 out of 3 volley scores 1 point. Volleys scores 1 point. Open clue number 4. Clue number 4. Clue number 4. God, it said. Oh my god. Okay. I didn't just read that 3 times. It said it 3 times in a row in here. Anyway, clue number 4 sends you to a gas station. Here, the gas station attendant, another person getting roped into this, gives you 2 long, skinny balloons, an envelope containing clue number 5, and instructions. You are to blow up the balloons to full capacity and then tie them off. Then you must all race to pop your balloons using any part of your bodies except your hands, feet, or bottoms. I know that means sitting on it, but I'm also imagining shoving it up your ass. Anyway, you cannot
I
shove the balloon up your ass.
I'm just imagining setting all this up and running into a gas station and going to the attendant and being like, "Hey, can you hold these for me?" Um, and just handing him 2 balloons that aren't blown up. It's like, just hold on to them. You'll know what to do
You'll
with them.
you'll know what to do. They'll be sweaty and covered in bean burrito. Okay, okay, okay. Also, it says here you must race to pop your balloons using any body part except your hands, feet, or bottoms. That doesn't mention your mouth. You can just pop it with your mouth, with your teeth.
Or you belly flop on top of it.
This is true. Yeah, this wasn't well thought out. The couple who pops this balloon first receives 1 point. Open clue number 5. Clue number 5. The last clue takes you to a park where you will find instructions underneath the slide. Here you are instructed to slide down the slide and then race back to your house, obeying all traffic rules. Do not jaywalk in my Christian couples contest.
This is overly complicated.
Whoever rings the doorbell first wins the last point. All right, let's see. Where are we coming in at here? We're at almost an hour. Are you ready for me to share my favorite and also the most bizarre of all of the dates I found?
I cannot wait. It's the grand finale.
Okay. So this one is called the Human Cookie Machine. What do you think that this could entail, Caleb?
Um, I'm trying to imagine it. So I honestly have no idea.
Okay, okay, okay. So here we go. To form a human cookie machine, divide the participants into 2 equal rows. These rows face each other with each person joining hands at the person across from him, creating a
Okay, how
U-shaped
many?
conveyor belt.
Does it say how many people have to be here
You
though?
just need many.
Many. Okay.
So you have to be able to properly imagine this to understand like the scope of how bizarre this is. So you just have a ton of people. I don't even know how you could know this many couples like in your circle to
Well,
complete
I
this, but
I assume.
imagine you have like a kindergarten class sized group of friends and they're all couples.
Well, I assume since if we're assuming this is a Christian thing, it might be like a youth group thing, and there's a lot of kids that go to a
Oh.
youth group, so you
That's
know.
true. See, I never had youth group, so I didn't even think about that. Anyway, you and your youth group, anyway, are you're joined together. All the guys are on one side, all the girls are on the other, and then you're like crisscrossing hands. So like one person's right hand is in the other person's right hand, and then their
Hmm.
left hand is going back and forth, right? Choose one of the ends of the line to be the beginning, and the other to be the end, like a human centipede. It doesn't say that, but I'm saying they didn't have human centipede back in '95. The couple at the beginning of the line becomes the first cookies. One at a time, they climb into the cookie machine. The couples forming the cookie machine lift the cookie and toss it forward along the line until it reaches the end. The finished cookies form new links on the cookie machine. The cookies should cross their arms across their chest and lock their feet together to make their passage easier. Play until everyone has been a cookie.
What the fuck does that have to do with cookies? That's
Variation.
more of
Divide
like
the.
a
There's a variation. that suggested divide the group into two teams. So you have enough of people for two teams and race your cookies machines against each other. So like for this to work, the line of people has to be longer than one person. Because you're supposed to
Hmm.
be basically tossing them back and forth with your arms, right? Well,
This sounds like something that my youth group would play. So
it's a perfect date idea, okay? It's for bonding with your significant other for under $1. I will tell you, this does cost less than $1, though. It is true to what they claimed on the title.
well, you could read this book together as an. Is that should have been one of the ideas?
You
It's
can
like,
listen to this podcast together.
yeah, this podcast is free.
That's true. This podcast is free. But yeah, no, the human cookie machine is what finally pushed me over the edge and made me decide that this was an okay idea for the podcast. Um, because that is just the most bizarre thing, and I don't understand how anyone came up with that and decided to call it the human cookie machine. If they hadn't called it that, it wouldn't have been as
It
great to
sounds
me.
more like a like a not like a treadmill, but kind of like a treadmill mechanism more than a cookie machine.
Yeah, this one falls into field day activities. So,
Mm.
if you're me and I'm hate doing those group activities where you touch each other, this would also fall into making your date or friends hate you.
Did you
Because if
ever
I, hmm,
did you ever have to play blob tag where like
no, what is blob tag?
one person is it and every person they tag they have to hold hands with and then they have to run together to tag other people until eventually you're just this one mass of people running around trying to tag people.
That sounds like hell. Especially someone that doesn't like
That's
to
blob
run.
tag.
I've always hated
Yeah.
tag. That was always my least favorite game growing up because I wasn't fast enough to run away or catch anybody. So I would always like just be sad. It's kind of like dodgeball. Like I don't
I
I don't
remember
think you ever had to
playing it at
experience this. Hmm?
oh dodgeball. I remember dodgeball. Um,
I don't know how much y'all had to play that, but like in dodgeball, I've always said this. You have to be good. There are three things in dodgeball. There is throwing, there is catching, and there's dodging. And you need to be good at least two of those three things to be successful at dodgeball. And the only thing I'm good at is dodging. I cannot
same.
throw things and I cannot catch the balls. So I would be the last person on my team left. And like they're throwing balls at me and I can dodge them, but I can't pick it up and throw it back. It's not going to hit anybody because
I
I'm
remember
terrible.
going to a church camp and we were playing dodgeball and all the athletic kids ended up on one team and all the dipshit kids like me ended up on the other and like we were playing with like basketballs. There was no dodgeballs. They were playing with basketballs because we didn't have dodgeballs. And those
Jesus
they were
Christ.
throwing those balls so hard. It was scary. They would like hit the wall and the entire building would shake. And I like backed out. I like pretended to be hit so that I could leave and not be
That's the shit I would.
and
Wow. That something similar happened one time in ninth grade gym class. So the way it worked at my school, we did a block system, so there were only 4 periods in a day. So basically, the first like semester of the year, if you were in band, you would all if you were in the same grade and you were taking the same class, all the band kids would end up taking the same sections together because of like we would all have band in fourth period. So if like you were an honors kid or whatever and you were taking like all honors classes or if you were taking gym that semester, you'd end up with all the other band kids doing that.
hmm
So we ended up half of the class was like mostly band kids and the other half of the class was like really like regular and or jockey kids, and some of the like band kids were jockey and like some of the normal kids weren't, and it was there's some intermingling, but there was like two kind of cliques going on of 14-year-olds, and we split up into dodgeball one day, and I think that our gym teacher was actually just a dick and he hated us, and he purposely split us into like the weakest versus the strongest. And yeah, we like I thought I was gonna die. They were throwing them so hard, like it was like exploding against the like wall. I'm like, this isn't good. We're all gonna die. And that's definitely that was the one that truly traumatized me, where I was the last person standing, and my gym teacher's yelling at me. He's like, "You have to throw one," and I'm like, "I can't. I don't know how."
when you when you started school here, when you started college, did they make you do SOAR?
Yes,
Did okay,
orientation,
yeah. So when I did SOAR,
which
they
is our university's orientation.
yeah, sort of like an eagle, go Eagles or whatever. But
Soar
uh,
like an eagle.
yeah, that's absolutely why it's called that. But
Thanks, Caleb. I didn't know. Thanks
shut
for
up.
letting me know.
But
It's been 4 years and I didn't know until now. Sorry. Anyway,
shut up.
continue.
But anyway, did they take you to the rack, like the recreational center?
Oh God, yes. And then you're supposed to like hang out with people and like play
Yeah,
sports.
yeah. I ended
Did
up
you
with the
also walk around by yourself and not talk to anybody and then leave early and go to bed? And then when you got back to your room, your your roommate was like, "Hey, do you want to go out with us tonight?" And you said no because you were overwhelmed. And did you
okay.
also forget to bring sheets and only have a sweatshirt to use as a pillow and only a blanket and a sweatshirt as a pillow? Because that's what I did. Anyway, what was your experience?
So my experience at the rack was pretty much identical. I ended up at the dodgeball group, and I kind of just sat there and watched the whole time. Some people were like, "Hey, come play," and I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna watch." And I just sat there and watched everyone play dodgeball, and then we left and we went back to the rooms, but my roommate did not invite me to go out. Instead, my roommate kept me up till 4 a.m. telling me about his entire life story.
Oh wow. And you guys became like best of friends throughout the rest of college, right? And you still hang out every day.
Literally have not seen him since that day.
Oh God bless. Oh man, yeah, no. My roommate was like, "Oh, you want to go hang out?" And I'm like, "No," because I had woken up at like 2 a.m. that morning. Or no, I woke up later than that. I think I left at like 4 a.m. to get there on time because I had to drive by myself to SOAR. Like everyone else had their parents there. I was just on my own, just trying to figure it out. I'd only been to States for a one time, but yeah, no, that was SOAR was not fun.
Yeah.
I have to say. I also didn't go to any of, you know how you're supposed to go to like events and stuff and then report back to your group
Mhm.
and like write and like talk about it together. I would just like peace out. Like we were, they have this one where you go and you're supposed to watch a video about not raping people, which is I do advocate for not raping people. I didn't know that's what it was about. I might have
We're
gone.
glad that you're anti-rape.
I am anti-rape. I know this is a controversial opinion. I am anti-rape, but there was like supposed to be a video about like not being not raping people, and instead I just went to Wendy's
Oh
and got
yeah,
lost. And
it was the
then I
T
came back
video.
and we yeah, well when I came back we were supposed to write about it and I just didn't. I was just like, yep. So
Ugh.
it was good. But yeah, no. What a wonderful first episode.
Yeah, you think we can
I
go
don't want to
ahead?
listen to it. I'm not looking forward to editing this because I'm gonna have to listen to it.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to listening to it. I'm gonna stop recording now.
Oh, okay. Oh, we aren't gonna do an outro. Well, we just didn't record an outro, so just so y'all know, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at TofuWaifu96. You can follow Caleb at Spiffer with 4 Fs. And you can follow our podcast page at not_attic pod. All right, have a good one.